Many are upset over the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, with some people claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money. Allegedly, there's this script that got leaked showing how the fight was supposed to go down between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson have been sued for orchestrating one of the biggest scams in boxing history. Fans eagerly awaited the so-called legendary fight for 6 months, only to be met with a scripted disaster. While they may have their reasons, the point of hyping up this event to the extreme makes no sense if the result was an utter letdown. Instead of delivering on the anticipation, they wasted time, money, and energy, leaving millions of boxing fans feeling betrayed and emotionally manipulated. What was the real purpose behind this charade?
The Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Interesting.
Script.
How so? What do you mean by
It's just
script?
weird. It just
Like
Mike-
scripted in what way?
no, I don't know. I actually really like Jake Paul. It just seems so. It's odd, bro.
The timing. It's a timing.
I mean,
He
it's
fights
obviously
two-
odd.
No, he fights two no names, beats them both.
How do you plan to fix this disaster? The damage is done. No one will believe in a real fight again. It's not just your reputation's at risk. You drag the entire sport of boxing down with you. Congratulations, you've reached a new low. The trust is gone, and the consequences are severe.
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days ago.
Fans shelled out millions for this disaster. Pay-per-view purchases, sold out tickets, and anticipation through the roof. But what did we get? A fight so fake even WWE fans were unimpressed, saying, "We've seen better." Jake strutted out with a $4 million payday, Tyson pocketed $20 million, and the audience was left holding an empty bag. Just when it seemed like it couldn't get worse, elite script surfaced, with round-by-round predictions nailed perfectly. Surprise, surprise. Furious fans are now suing, calling it what it truly was, false advertising at its finest. This was a total betrayal of trust and integrity.
Reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson.
Round 1 begins, and we all think maybe this won't be a disaster. Tyson enters with his signature bob and weave while Paul prances around, channeling the spirit of Muhammad Ali. Tyson lands a couple of jabs, and Paul responds with a quick combo. But wait, is this real? Tyson's timing seems off, almost like he's boxing in slow motion, while Paul looks like he's just trying not to trip over his own ego. The whole thing feels oddly mismatched.
To go down. So round 1 was supposed to go like this. The opening bell rings and Tyson, showing flashes of his old form, immediately stalks forward with his signature bob and weave style. Paul maintains distance, circling the ring cautiously. Tyson lands a few jabs, but Paul's youth shows in his superior ability.
Round 2 begins, and Tyson lands a solid left hook. The crowd roars for 5 seconds, then reality sets in. Tyson's energy is drained, while Paul, bouncing around like a sugar-fueled kid, seems full of life. It's clear. Tyson's running on empty and Paul's all energy.
Prime. Round 2. Tyson comes alive, cutting off the ring more effectively. He lands a thunderous left hook to Paul's body that draws a collective gasp from the crowd. Paul weathers the storm using his reach advantage.
By round 3, Paul's ego is fully inflated. He lands a decent right cross that momentarily stuns Tyson. Tyson attempts to fight back, but his signature moves have become sluggish flails. Meanwhile, Paul struts around as if he's just killed the ghost of Muhammad Ali. It's embarrassing for both fighters and boxing itself.
3. Paul gains confidence, starting to plant his feet more. He lands a sharp right cross that momentarily stuns Tyson. The former champion responds with a vintage combination, but Paul slips most of it.
The grand finale, a scripted knockout punch in round 5, never came. Instead, we got a dragged out decision win for Jake Paul. The audience, both in the arena and at home, likely felt they'd wasted not just their money, but their precious time. Fans didn't tune in for an amateur hour performance, they came for a battle of legends. What they got, however, was more like a bad high school drama production, with boxing gloves. Disappointment all around.
That catches him flush on the chin. Tyson's leg buckle, and he drops to the canvas. Then he's out for the count, but Tyson, despite his warrior heart, cannot beat the 10 count. Winner Jake Paul by KO. What?
But wait, let's address the real elephant in the room, Mike Tyson's health. Just months before this circus act, Tyson was literally fighting for his life, undergoing 8 blood transfusions with half of his blood gone due to complications from an ulcer. And somehow, someone thought, yeah, this guy's ready to fight. Texas, you deserve a round of applause for setting the bar so low it's underground. Their medical clearance process is a joke. Tyson, who had lost 25 pounds recovering from a near-death experience, was thrown into the ring with a guy half his age. And we're supposed to believe this wasn't a cash grab.
I'm glad to see that because if I hadn't saw that, I would be worried that this fight may not.
Tyson didn't even try to hide it. He openly admitted, I did it for my bills. Think about that. The man who once ruled boxing reduced to participating in a scripted circus just to cover his expenses. It's tragic. Tyson walked away with $20 million, sure, but what cost? His legacy? His dignity? It's heartbreaking to watch a legend fall so low.
Reason and one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul, where do we even start? He constantly pitches himself as boxing's savior, yet he's the one who turned it into a circus full of scripted drama and fake rivalries. Tyson, a man who deserves so much more, was reduced to just another pawn in Jake's ego-fueled game.
It's power at all. No. He hit you with one. You gave him the tongue.
Only because the crowd, got turned up.
But let's not give Tyson a free pass here either. This fight wasn't about skill or legacy. It was about cold, hard cash. Jake Paul didn't just fight Tyson. He used him. Tyson was the bait the legendary name Jake needed to cash in on yet another payday, disguised as a boxing match. It wasn't a competition. It was a money grab dressed up as a historic event. Fans shelled out their hard-earned cash for tickets and pay-per-view, thinking they were about to witness an epic clash. Instead, they got what felt like a YouTube parody of a real fight, with only one thing missing: Jake vlogging mid-round about how he's revolutionizing boxing.
It seemed like he was just going through the motions, and now we might know why. After the fight happened, everyone all over the sport started debating whether it was all just a cash grab. But can we really?
Then Jake had the audacity to say, I didn't want to hurt Mike. Please, let's not pretend this was some noble act of restraint. Jake Paul isn't a hero sparing a legend. He's a businessman milking Tyson's legacy for profit. And Tyson, let's be honest, he knew exactly what this was. He openly admitted he took the fight to pay his bills.
I'm just fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my appearance. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah.
Imagine being the heavyweight champion of the world, a boxing icon, and ending up as a supporting actor in Jake Paul's reality show. It's tragic. The backlash was deserved and brutal. Boxing legends like Evander Holyfield and Buster Douglas tore the fight apart. Holyfield criticized Tyson's balance and movement, while Douglas didn't hold back, calling the fight a cash grab that spit in the face of boxing's integrity. They were right. Tyson, once a force of nature, was reduced to a sluggish shadow of his former self. Meanwhile, Jake strutted around as if he just redefined the sport. It was painful to watch.
Your friend Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get healthy, and then his performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
For fans, the whole thing was an insult. Pay-per-view outages and Netflix streaming failures only made things worse, adding insult to injury. Fans paid top dollar for a fight promised to be thrilling, only to face buffering screens or worse, a lackluster performance. It felt like ordering a luxury meal only to be handed stale fast food. And if the fight itself wasn't bad enough, the leaked script made it even worse, exposing the whole spectacle as a sham.
First and foremost, Mike Tyson, it's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it.
Fans didn't just feel cheated, they felt played. The match unfolded exactly as the script predicted, fueling suspicions it was all choreographed. Honestly, how could anyone believe otherwise? This wasn't a fight, it was no Ugly without the pyrotechnics. Social media exploded as memes roasting Jake Paul and Mike Tyson flooded every platform. Fans quickly dubbed the fight boxing's biggest joke, accusing both fighters of staging what many saw as a glorified exhibition. Then came the lawsuits. Bettors who had wagered on what they believed was a real competition were furious. Millions had been sunk into this circus, and the outcome felt as predictable as a soap opera finale. It was a financial and emotional blow to many, and the backlash was intense.
Everything. But my kids, to my children, I'm nobody. But that night they're gonna find out their father's very special.
His balance seemed...
Let's zoom out for a second. This fight wasn't just a disappointment, it was a glaring example of everything wrong with modern boxing. Fans and critics agree, Jake Paul's fights are more about theatrics than talent. He's not a boxer, he's a brand. Watching Tyson struggle in the ring was heartbreaking. The man who once dominated boxing now seemed to be fighting just to survive the next round. It wasn't inspiring, it was sad. A far cry from the fighter he once was.
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days.
Here's the harsh truth. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson took $60 million from fans and left them with nothing but regret. Tyson's legacy took a hit, and Jake Paul solidified his reputation as the king of hype over substance. It was a betrayal. Fans don't ask for much. They want real competition, not a scripted spectacle. If this is the future of boxing, we might as well bring in theme music and choreographed dance routines. It's clear they're not even trying to hide anymore. Boxing deserves better than this mockery.
I just think I can handle this situation.
You gonna knock him out?
I think I'm gonna hurt him, yeah.
Tyson's revelation...
At the end of the day, it was a scam, a slap in the face to every fan who believed in it, and a mockery of a sport that once meant something. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson didn't just fail to deliver, they actively destroyed any shred of respect left for this kind of spectacle. To the fans suing over this mess, good luck. You deserve every penny back and then some. To Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, congratulations, you've officially turned boxing into a parody. I hope the payday was worth it, because the damage to the sport is undeniable.